Okay, hello.
The past that I feel a certain connection to. Things that I feel nostalgic for even though I never experienced them, or didn't experience them much when I was younger. Case in point, Fox Kids.
Yep, remember
I was
them.
exposed to Fox Kids when I was
Digimon!
younger, but since I was born in 2003, 1 year after Fox Kids disappeared in the US, all of my exposure was through video cassettes that my father recorded for my brothers. I remember watching shows like Power Rangers Time
Yep.
Force and Transformers Robots in
Yep,
Disguise
remember
from
watching
these
that.
VHS recordings. I never watched them much, so the fact that I feel so connected to this network is beyond me. Maybe it's that the Fox Kids style is similar to networks I enjoy more, like Kids WB, which I will definitely cover in a future video.
Kids Baby was alright.
Maybe it's the fact that a few of the shows I watched later in life on different networks I also watched on the Fox Kids recordings, and my brain is making connections between them.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Maybe it's that Noggin, a network I remember much more.
People put the old tapes they
Sorry
had
for the
recorded
tangent,
on
but
TV now.
yes, this
I'm glad they
video
did.
is about Fox Kids. Definitely something that 90s kids will remember more, but important nonetheless because it led to networks like Jetix and Fox Fox. So let's look at the history and
The Fox box. Well, it's actually Disney's fault, okay, guys? I blame everything on Disney's fault. They bought the right to the Fox box, which turned into Fox Kids, which turned into Jetix, so that's why Saturday morning cartoons died out. I mean, Jetix turned into Disney XD, guys. 2014 was the final nail in the coffin. From the 1930s to 2014, guys, Saturday morning cartoons were on your local TV affiliates. From the 30s all the way up to 2014. 2013, I do remember that 2014, June 2014 was the last and final day of cartoons for anyone to watch. Now you don't even see them anymore, which is kind of sad.
see how Fox Kids got there. On September 8th, 1990, the Fox Children's Network was launched. It originally aired for 30 minutes on weekdays and for 3 hours on Saturday mornings.
Yeah, I remember
But
that.
1 year later, in September of 1991, the time was increased to 90 minutes on weekdays and 4 hours on Saturday mornings. Also in September of 1991, they rebranded to Fox Kids Network. In 1992, they increased the schedule again to 3 hours on weekdays and 4 hours on Saturday mornings. All Fox affiliates had the block at first, but a few years into its run, some stations decided they wanted to focus more on news and business, and Fox Kids was neither of those things. In 1993, WSVN Miami dropped the block. In May of 1994, Fox signed an agreement with New World Entertainment to switch its stations from ABC, CBS, and NBC to Fox within the upcoming months. Many of these new
Ours came in
Fox
'95.
stations decided not to air Fox Kids, instead focusing on content for older audiences and news shows. In response to this, Fox ordered Fox Kids to be aired in certain independent stations, alongside Kids WB and UPN Kids.
Never had UPN
Some
kids.
stations like WHBQ TV Memphis, KTVI St. Louis, and WGHP High Point decided to air Fox Kids from 1 o'clock p.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. and lead it into the evening news. For the first few, this new law stated that TV stations
Super
would have to
Y.
air at least 3 hours of educational programming a day. The shows Fox Kids aired did not comply with EI, so in 1998 they added the PBS series The Magic School Bus to the lineup. Around this time, the weekday time slot for Fox Kids was reduced to 2 hours, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. In 2000, Fox affiliates were
Digimon!
given the option to air Fox Kids from 2 to 4 p.m. instead if they ran the news at 5. Some stations delayed Fox from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., as this time slot was not very desirable because most children were in school by then and the time slot was not very highly rated anyway. A few stations decided to use this time slot to air the Magic School Bus to comply with EI. Never mind the fact that there wasn't that big of an audience around that time to watch it, but hey, anything to comply with the 3-hour-a-day of educational programming.
We were watching. Their squads in Woodpecker watched every morning.
Was having trouble with around this time. It had once been the king of kids' TV and ratings since 1992, but in 1998, it was dethroned by ABC's recently launched One Saturday Morning.
ABC Kids One Saturday Morning was pretty good.
It was then overtaken again by one of its main competitors, Kids WB. The other networks simply offered better quality shows, a problem that was largely caused by Fox Kids losing the Warner Brothers produced shows 3 years earlier, and no matter what they did, Fox Kids just couldn't keep up with the rest of the
I remember Fox Kids. It was good.
Fox Kids wasn't having a hard time already. In 2001, the Fox affiliates decided that they wanted to use the time slot taken up by Fox Kids for their own programming, as they were getting more confident that their programming could keep up with that of ABC, CBS, and NBC. Then, in that year, Fox decided they'd finally had enough, and Fox Kids, Fox Family Worldwide, and Saban Entertainment were sold to the Walt Disney Company of all places. However, Disney let Fox Television Entertainment oversee the dying brand, and let them operate it at Fox TV headquarters in Hollywood. By this point, Fox knew that the writing was on the wall for Fox Kids, and they discontinued daytime children's programming at the end of 2001, fulfilling the wishes of its affiliates to give more time for their own shows. However, 4Kids Entertainment was sold the rights to air Fox Kids on Saturdays, and it did so until September 7th, 2002, when the plug was finally pulled altogether on the poor.
Everything got changed in 2002.
Fox Kids was replaced 7
Five
years later
Foodons!
by Fox Box, which was also run by 4Kids Entertainment. In fact, Fox Box was renamed 4Kids TV on January 22nd, 2005, and it ran until December 27th, 2008. Fox would never again venture into the realm of children's TV. Internationally, Disney continued to run the Fox Kids channel until 2004 when it was replaced by Jetix.
Then to
If you want
Disney.
more about Jetix, I suggest you watch my video on the topic. Link is in the video description. So the reason Fox Kids failed is simply because it wasn't planned as well as it could have been, and also, it just wasn't wanted in the end.
I wanted it.
Clear from the early 90s onwards that the affiliates didn't like what the blog was doing to their schedules, and although it maintained good ratings for a good chunk of its run, it wouldn't keep those ratings. Combine that with the ever.
I always watch ABC. I always watch Fox and ABC. Never watch something
It
else.
was inevitable that Fox Kids would crumble. I wish Fox Kids had stuck around for longer. That
I'm done with this because this was just a waste of my time. But if Fox Kids was still around, that'd be nice because Fox Kids was good. I mean, it was good until it died off. I mean, come on, a lot of things were good until it died off. Oh well.